finally back with Let's Play. I know some might be expecting Death Stranding to continue on the channel, however I ended up feeling that the game was something I more preferred to play in my free time by myself, which I've been doing. However, I've recently acquired a new game. As you can see from the title and from the video, we are now going to be playing Call of Cthulhu. If you are not aware, I am a massive fan of the Cthulhu mythos. So I've been really excited to play this game since it was announced. Now, I wasn't able to get my hands on it early due to its pricing. However, it's recently gone on sale. So we're just going to make sure... all this stuff is set good. Let's go. No difficulty. Oh, I like that. So this game is, from what I can tell, a lot of story-based stuff, a lot of reading off notes, which I'll be reading out loud, and just a lot of that type of content. So. How long the episodes are, I've no idea. I might do chapter by chapter, just because that's always a good grounding point. But apparently it's a very dialogue heavy, so a lot of the content will just be me talking over it, discussing it, explaining, trying to figure out. And for the complete record, I have no idea what the main story beats are, I have no idea what they're pushing for in it, I have no idea of anything that's going to happen in the game. Other than what was in the trailers and what has been shown in the 2 reviews that I watched before I purchased the game, I have no idea. If I'm mad, it is a mercy. May God pity the man who in his callousness can remain sane to the hideous end. Okay. Starting very early with the fucking gored out sea shit. Game saved. Thank you. X is interact, okay. Good to know. Gotcha, okay. And L2 is a sprint. R1, L1 is to lean. Oh, light or something to try. Oh shit. Let's get off the dock. Okay. Liking the atmosphere so far.
What a putrid offering. have been chosen.
I don't know how to run a game. Just take my time. And I'm trying to figure out which entity that is talking to me. I think it's Cthulhu.
Behold,
Oh shit.
everything has already been written. But perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
Oh shit, he's got a fucking tentacle arm. Guess that's a flash forward to the future. Okay, that's interesting.
I hate whiskey. Been a while since I jotted down something other than my nightmares.
Pierce investigates. The doctor can well repeat to me that I no longer need my remedy to keep my memories at bay, but I know that if I stop, the memories will return. One of these mornings I probably won't wake up. Despite the treatment, I again hear voices in my dreams, but they are different, unknown. They seem to surface from unfathomable and ancient depths. What name this creature is calling me? Okay, how do I do this? Right, that's the case. That's my skills. This is my sanity. Ooh. Edward Pierce is a veteran of the First World War. When he took part in the Meuse-Argonne offensive, he is one of the few survivors of the Lost Battalion, American units that suffered heavy losses from enemy and Allied artillery fire. Forced to hold their position for several days, surrounded by the bodies of their fallen comrades, without food or medical supplies, the soldiers were considered as lost by their fellow countrymen. Pierce is traumatized by these events and consumes sleeping pills and liquor to ward off nightmares that haunt him. Common abilities of certain... Yes, that's... Yeah, okay. So that's currently what my sanity type is. Okay. Dark water. Places. Pierce investigation. I'm not going to bother in that one out. Inventory. My old lighter that I engraved in memory of the 77th Infantry Division and the men of the Lost Battalion who fell. Okay.
A good old story of blackmail in a speakeasy.
The bar owner who hired me didn't like the way I closed this case. But when you're already outside the law, there's not a lot one can do against a private detective who's got proof against you.
Married woman runs off with her girlfriend. The husband couldn't understand it.
The husband never understood that his wife had left him. He kept on calling her weeks after the investigation had been closed. Okay. By the way, we are going to look at like everything in this game. I want to explore and just see what all of it has to
Wentworth
offer.
Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases.
I'm liking the voice work so far though.
I used to be an avid reader.
I ain't gonna lie, I was expecting here I used to be an adventurer like you there.
The Lost Battalion. Holding your position and obeying orders. That isn't courage.
So yeah, caught up in his trauma.
I wonder why I still take these things.
The doctors prescribed them when I returned from the war. They swore they would put an end to their nightmares, but for a while now, their effect has been wearing off. Okay.
Been too long since I've slept in a bed.
Sounds it as well. Anything else to try? That was just the whiskey. Close our drawers. Oh.
Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology.
Oh. Map.
I should get rid of all this stuff.
Probably from a case he was doing. Turn that off. That's better. Now I have some whiskey. Oh, we're having a drink, boys. This will affect your destiny. Hell yeah. Can you just keep drinking?
I'm listening.
Are you Edward Pierce, private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth. I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Is that right?
I'm so very sorry, but I have to collect your personal information yet again.
Allocate your character points. Each character trait will improve your score of a skill. So 8 points. Okay, so that's allow you to see shit easier. That's for talk. That's the trait. That's the trait worth leveling. Investigation represents improved skill with your chance to understand past events. And psychology might level that up a little bit. Put it to 40% as well. Cool. Oh, you're actually able to. Okay, so those are set ones. That's just means you've allocated the points early. Oh, but I can't remove from ones I haven't already added to. I understand.
Thank you for this information, Mr. Pierce. Our files will soon be up to date.
Oh, okay.
And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do, there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr. Pierce, are you still...
Oh, that's what we look like.
I'm coming.
Kind of like the more rustic graphic style as well. Reminds me of like a PS3 to PS2, like PS2 to PS3 era.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem, and I must say that I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
Cheers, mate.
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster.
Industrialist and art
Hey.
collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl, she is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family. They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband, and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting.
Oh.
Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
What am I supposed to find?
Tell me if this is the work of madness. Or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture. That's all you've got?
Cool.
The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on
I
you
can't
there.
consult my diary for some reason. No, I can. Okay. A strange picture painted by Sarah Hawkins a short while before her tragic death was sent to me by her father, just after she died. He is convinced that she is the sender. He brought me the painting so that I could examine it. Stephen Webster, the wealthy industrialist, came to my office. You know, the case is the same, I think, basically. So what's... Oh, that's just like... Oh, those are my objectives, gotcha. Yep.
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin.
A shipping label. Some of it's unreadable, but I can make out part of the address Warehouse 36 Darkwater. Then that's the town you can go to. It says that the fire started in the dining room and claimed the whole family. The police decide on domestic accident, but they nevertheless insist on Sarah Hawkins' mental frailty. Why? Press cutting. An article written about the marriage of Sarah and Charles Hawkins, a businessman from the island of Darkwater. They live a recluse life there with their only son, Simon. Okay. Painting. Oh.
What's this symbol on the man's chest? It's as if Sarah Hawkins breathed a message into it.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
Just never played the 90. I read about Patrick. Something's wrong with the story. Where did Sarah Hawkins go?
The meaning could be exactly as it appears. I think your daughter is sending you a message.
That's what I believe, too. It was 3 months ago that I received the call from the police telling me of my daughter's death. And yet a short while after, this painting was delivered to my home. The painting is linked to this case, can't you see? You must find the meaning behind all this.
Okay. We're gonna say something's not right with the story.
Her husband was a big deal on the island. But the police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mentioned Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
Darkwater. Never heard of the place. Where is that?
It's a small, remote island off the coast of Boston. Sarah lived there with her son and her husband.
Small
I
island
suppose you
of
want
the
to ship
coast
me
of the
off there.
place.
Darkwater holds the secret regarding my daughter, Mr. Pierce. You must uncover it.
You must tell me if what the police suggest about the mental state of your daughter is true.
No. Sarah had visions. Everyone knew that. She never would have hurt a fly. She only thought she saw things.
Saw things? What do you mean by that?
I never knew what she meant by that. My daughter was an enigmatic figure, Mr. Pierce. You must find out the truth about her life and death.
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been...
That is what you... Go to Dark...
I think I'm beginning to understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down. I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed folly.
Which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sarah Hawkins' death. You'll be handsomely compensated.
All right. I'll take the case. I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. I didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
Oh, fuck you too, bro.
Something's queer. But it's not like I have a choice. Darkwater. I think I've got a book on the North Atlantic. I'll no doubt find some information on this island in there.
All that remains is to leave for Darkwater. I'll suddenly find something on Darkwater in my bookcase.
Darkwater is off the coast of Boston. But I've never heard of it. According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century. But it seems to have been shunned since then.
Darkwater Island has been inhabited since the 14th century and is still rich with many memories left by its lost tribes. But don't let the romanticism of these moving evidences of such naive and primitive beliefs fool you into forgetting how violent their gods were. A gigantic creature still haunts the walls of long-abandoned caves. Was it a sea or dream god? No one knows, but today's inhabitants, the sons and daughters of the proud whale hunters, still remember the mysteries and the tumultuous story of their small land at the coast of Massachusetts. Oh.
All I have to do is go to the port. I just hope natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology. I should get rid of all this stuff.
Let's have another drink. Hope I'm wasting good booze. Or cheap booze. Oh. Dense work ended interns, the lone pioneers. Oh. It's got a character, it's awesome. Okay, so yeah, so medicism and occultism, you level up things. Also, yeah, if you want to know, this is primarily based on the Call of Cthulhu, the board game, so that's why it's got a character sheet, which is just, it's cool. Stephen Webster, occupation, businessman, 63. Wealthy businessman, well respected in the Boston area. Stephen Webster came to see me in order that I investigate the death of his only daughter, Sarah Hawkins. The man accepts neither refusals nor inconvenient truths. He is ready to do anything that proves his daughter was not mad. Charles Hawkins, ship owner, deceased. Charles Hawkins was a local celebrity on Darkwater. The heir of a shipowner family, he used to travel a lot. He met Sarah Hawkins during a trip to Paris. They fell in love, got married, and Hawkins took her to the Rhone Island of Darkwater. They had a child named Simon, and lived a very secretive life. Jesus, Sarah Hawkins, age 33, painter, deceased. Sarah Hawkins, a painter known for her tortured artistic universe. She was worshipped for the strangeness of her work and the rarity of her public appearances. I seem to remember that she once said, "I paint what my dreams whisper to me." Her marriage to Charles Hawkins years ago surprised high society columnists, I think. A wealthy Boston heiress known for her party-going chooses to follow her new husband and live on the reclusive island of Darkwater. She disappeared from the front pages of newspapers and nobody heard any more about her. Even her death in a fire remained a secret. Only her father, Stephen Webster, continues to seek the truth. And Simon Hawkins, age 11, occupation schoolboy, deceased. Only son of Sarah and Charles Hawkins, he died in the fire that claimed his whole family. It would seem the world has forgotten the very existence of this isolated rock off the coast of Boston. It is a small, inhospitable island whose coastline is made up of steep cliffs, sharp reefs, and with only one outlet to the sea. It is mainly inhabited by the descendants of whalers who set up a supply post there in the 1800s. It was hit severely by the collapse of this activity. I think that its only venture on the island is still profitable as its medical institute. Occult. Intuitive and visionary artist for some, overpriced imposter for others, Sarah Hawkins leaves nobody indifferent. This mysterious and reserved painter offers strange images with violent colours and wild strokes to the world. If her paintings are testimony to her vision of the world, then the world of Sarah Hawkins is a portal to other dimensions. I like how it's kind of subtle. The painting depicts a monstrous silhouette threatening a woman and a child. Flames can be made in the background. Stephen Webster, the father of Sarah Hawkins, this is linked to the death of his daughter. That's just extra knowledge shit, okay. I have a feeling that the painting's meant to represent her son. I think maybe the father got involved with the cult. Probably wrong, but that's going to be my initial thoughts. And I'll surely keep you updated on my thoughts as we're playing. Let's go. So it took me about 25 minutes to do the first chapter. Okay. So I did 2 to 3 chapters per episode then. Pierce took the Hawkins case. The cursed artist is accused of having caused the fire that killed her and her family. And the only clue she left her father a disturbing painting. On the shipping label and address, a warehouse set on the docks of the island of Darkwater. The place seems to be a starting point for Pierce's investigation. Yeah, a lot of the reviews I read were talking about how the game is a bit lackluster in terms of what you do. But I'm kind of more in the mood for a drawn out, intriguing story, well dialogue and so forth today, like just lately. I love my challenging titles, hence why stuff like so like Bioshock on the hard difficulties is so good for me, but I do like to chill back, relax, but also still have my mind kind of stimulated, unlike something like Death Stranding, for example, where most of the time it's more of my... Death Stranding is like the definition of you play it to cool down and relax, whereas this is something I reckon you could just play for the sake of playing, because it's got an intriguing story. Also, Cthulhu fanboy, so works well for me. Still loading. Got some long load screens, to be fair. Should have another actually Cthulhu-based content up on the channel soon as well, not just this. Although this should become a regular thing appearing on the channel. Go. Get another dream. Oh, we're getting some music. Focus, home, inter-hours. This isn't H.P. Lovecraft quotes. It really gives off that rustic feel of an old-fashioned game. I'm really digging it, I'm not gonna lie. When was this released? It's another gem of 2019 that I just didn't realise.
We're almost there.
Oh, 2018, so the game's nearly 2 years old. To be fair, it's actually just over a year. It was October, end of October. Call of Cthulhu. Oh, that screech, like the scream in here in the background of that. It's cool. Celia. That's a ship name. I'm guessing, and that's a shipwreck, is it? That lighthouse, I reckon, will come in later on as well.
Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload. Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Good to be here, mate.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
A nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink of the stranded whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Sweet.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
Okay, where are we at? On the approaches to Darkwater, I saw thick clouds masking the sky. They were so low they seemed to intent on impaling themselves on the sharp reefs that circled the island. Fitzroy, the captain of the only tub that manages to float to the mainland, offered to help me. He may have documents that belonged to Charles Hawkins. Fitzroy advised me to visit the ports bar. He mentioned a little pick-me-up. I suppose I could get the lay of the land at the same time. Fishermen have gathered around the carcass of a killer whale. I could have looked to see what the local cops have got to tell me. Captain Fitzroy offered to share with me what he has found on the Hawkins in the archives of the Harbour Master's office. But I can't get a bunch of people to talk to. Cool. We've got a character point. Awesome. We are going to level up. Six. You need 6 for each of those levels. I need 2. So I think spot. Throw another one to elegance, whatever it is for now. Oh wait. Do I have to actually? Oh, I'll do the validate thing. Oh no. Validate. Cool. There we go. Places. Darkwater Port. At the entrance of the port of Darkwater, one still passes in front of a shell of the Siler, the last whaling ship to have brought back a catch. Oh, that's interesting. Santa's one of the docks looking for some small job of the day. A gang of bootleggers has set up there, and it's snoring away the territory of Captain Fitzroy, the last sailor to own a boat capable of making the round trip between the island and mainland. Here, the golden age of whaling hunting is but a distant memory. Interesting. Go to the bar. So that's the main objective, to go to him. Who are you? Cool dude. Let's go Taco.
Please move back. Let the police do their work. Hey, Sullivan. Can't you go any faster?
See how old this thing is. If we force it too much, we'll break.
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Only a specialist would know what killed it.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters! You're crazy!
They're cops. They can't understand.
Damn stupid idiots!
Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
That's no way to treat an omen.
Oh, yeah? He's gonna get us into trouble.
The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
They seem to be very agitated about a dead animal.
You're telling me? These fools think that putting the whale back in the water will bring about the end of the world.
They're superstitious.
If only you knew. They only listen to Captain Fitzroy. And not always. And you. What brings you to our island?
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
I like you, so I'll be frank with you. Don't go near the place. Don't try to get in.
Why?
Because I told you so. Learn to accept some friendly advice. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You can't understand.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters!
You can see that I'm busy, can't you?
You
That's
can't
no way
understand.
to
You're
treat
not
an omen.
sailors. Oh, yeah? It's a sign. He's gonna
There's
get us
something
into
coming.
trouble. Something real bad.
Okay.
You're already in trouble.
Oh, bootlegger.
Can we sort this
Nothing for you here either. Beat it.
There's nothing to sort out. Your chum wanted to stir us up.
Nothing for you here either. Beat
You
it.
can stay to watch it
Okay.
along. You can pick up the pieces. Come on, you.
Let's go to the bar then, I guess.
Prohibition is just a joke around here. That suits me fine.
Ooh, lantern. I love how like it's also like a green misty glow. It's cool. Sometimes there are some of the reviews are saying are really inaccurate. Like really inaccurate to the game. Yeah, you'd see some slight budget uses here by using the same model. Nothing too major, it's fine.
Hey, be careful.
Hello there, cutie.
Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
You saw what happened. He's the troublemaker.
Oh, you're a true mainlander. A real princess. You strut around with your la-di-da ways, and then, as soon as the pressure arises, you start squealing. You don't have what it takes to drink my whiskey. You've got to earn it.
I'm here for information, not for a fight.
I prefer it that way. Speak then. I reserve the right to answer or not.
I didn't expect to find alcohol on this island. What's the source of this miracle?
You mean who? Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray them to the first comer.
I'll tell nobody.
She'd know it anyway. Anything else?
The stranded whale. I guess this bar has been here a long time.
What can I tell you? I'm a nostalgic sort of guy. The name, it reminds us of the golden age of dockwater, when our whalers left for long months and came back sweating and stinking of the oil and flesh of the whales they'd been hunting.
It was a tough time, all the same.
Ah, but steeped in glory. We've never known such wealth since then.
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
Her vision. Was it so terrible?
Way I see it, the truth is really a question of point of view.
What do you mean by that?
Do you still trust the truth after a bottle of whiskey?
Her style made her famous. How would you describe it? Tortured?
Yeah, well, it wasn't normal. I mean, for a young woman with a child and all that. We saw them in the papers and we said to ourselves, who can paint such things? Is that how she sees the world?
So they made you feel uncomfortable.
You need to see them for yourself. Make up your own mind.
You don't dare say a thing because you respect their memory. But that doesn't mean that you don't have a lot on your mind.
You're not a PI for nothing. Okay. I don't know what it's worth, though. But Mrs. Hawkins, she went to see her doctor very often.
She was sick.
Ah, I shouldn't have mentioned it to you. Forget it.
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
Do you know where this place is? Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
The Hawkins warehouse. I see, yeah. If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night. Screams, that sort of thing.
Screams?
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
Yeah, mate.
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little pick-me-up.
Oh, yeah? That must have been before you came looking for a fight in my bar.
Oh, come on. Because of a little tussle.
Drinking it here is a privilege, and I grant the privilege to whoever I want. Anything else?
Damn.
That'll be all for now.
And then he said, "You have no right to treat us like this."
And the doctor?
The miraculous catch. Apparently, the most significant event of the last 80 years.
The Silo returns to the port of Darkwater, to save Darkwater from famine. We had given hope. The crew of the Silo returned to Darkwater port late on Tuesday afternoon. The locals immediately rushed to the docks to welcome the last whaling ship on the island. People were amazed by the sight of the unbelievably catch the brave vessel had on board. On size was on size of a size that was beyond what a formidable toothless whale. The Setkin that is being called the miraculous catch, the creature, I think it is, covered the whole deck and parts of it were hanging off the side of the ship. The surviving sailors told a frightening account of their perilous catch, but also of its meat, unmatched in its quality and plenty in its nutritional benefits. There is no doubt that the immense size of the whale will allow numerous inhabitants of Darkwater to feed themselves, bringing an end to the famine from which part of the island was suffering. Warehouse for rent. Mr. Mark's putting his warehouse for rent for June for fishing. Yeah, special evening at the Stranding Whale. To celebrate return, invite you to a special free tasting event. Barracks catch is what the locals called the last catch of the whalers in 1847. Although whalers were disappearing from the fishing zones of the Darkwater whalers, the crew of the Silent made a gigantic and monstrous catch that saved the island from famine. They still celebrate this catch, and an article from the Times still decorates the bar. It's strange how memory seems to be alive, as this was maintained by the survivors. I reckon old mate there might be one of them. So we have you, and I'm guessing over there, those two to talk to. Locked. I'll talk to you last, because you're the most interesting. What do you use first then?
Do you like our song?
We're true sirens. We may not be pros, but we give it all we've got.
That's true. It's a reminder of the time when we were still fishing for whales off Darkwater Island.
I've never heard this song before.
Only people from here know it. It tells the story of the miraculous catch.
I saw the newspaper clipping. You don't believe it, do you?
Watch what you say, young man.
That catch saved our island.
Ah. Where's the proof?
We're the proof.
Without it, the whole of Darkwater would have died of hunger in 1847.
It's true. Everything happened just as it says in the newspaper report. Our grandparents tasted its flesh.
And it was delicious.
What brought whaling to an end?
The whales, of course.
They all disappeared.
You exhausted the stocks.
You could say that, yes. There were fewer and fewer of them.
Until the last, the biggest.
The one of the miraculous catch.
Exactly.
Okay.
I bid you farewell, gentlemen.
Good night, stranger.
So long.
If I had the wings of a girly voice, I would spread the metal fly home. I'd leave old Queensland, icy grounds, for not wells there is no.
Sounds pretty good, actually, to be fair to him. Let's talk to you. You look like a Sokolov from The Sun.
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader and appear at various locations, gifted with its own consciousness, until it finds a new reader. Ah, that's it. Maybe we should let him take it.
My God.
No, the risks are too high. It's a book, after all. Pure knowledge.
Necronomicon, maybe? Yeah, you can see like the marks in his skin and the writing.
Don't stop asking. I know.
Trying to eavesdrop on some of the stuff. Okay. You're the last one to talk to, I guess.
What you looking at, stranger?
You?
I've rarely seen a woman who can hold her liquor so confidently.
What gives you the right to judge me?
It was a compliment.
So what? Let me drink, stranger. I told you to beat it.
Okay. I'm guessing I can't talk to you anymore. Okay. No, I can't talk to you anymore. Can I talk to the other officer?
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming. Something real bad.
Jesus, is that the house? Bit of a precarious position for it. Fuck.
I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman, Cat.
Captain, the terms of our agreement are clear. Keep your men under control. You cannot afford to provoke us. No need to answer this message. Just make a payment to the carrier. Cat. Okay. It's not gonna happen just yet.
The Scylla. It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor. Fishing equipment. Could do with some rust remover.
Toilet.
A souvenir from a more prosperous era. I guess this blackboard hasn't been wiped for more than 70 years.
Fuck. Been a while, eh? Oh, medicine volume 2, nice. Teaches ethics and good practice to medicinal staff, nice. We actually leveled it up now? One more level, nice, we're almost there. Cool. I don't think it's about to see more on the shark. The whale, sorry. I love that all the lights are like that.
This man and Fitzroy could be twins.
Rosie Bird, she has a wooden leg.
What a macabre souvenir.
Captain Fitzroy offered to share with me. Oh, it's stuff we already read. However, there's new stuff in Darkwater. Oh yeah, 85. Roy, like Roy, Prohibition has no hold on the standard whale, and sailors come to seek some comfort in Mitchell's whiskey. The man therefore knows more than anyone the secrets and rumours that the inhabitants of the island exchange for a few glasses. Mitchell is devoted to the golden age of whale hunting and his numerous trophies that decorate his establishment and everything to go by. The man will talk freely to the subject on which he is so keen, but he will be far less enthusiastic if one was to inquire at the source of his liquor. Standard whale. A bar where liquor is served with total impunity. It's the last thing I expect to find when I arrive at this island. The standard whale is a name, and it's managed with an iron hand by the owner, a certain Mitchell. He does not tolerate troublemakers, and he fiercely protects the identity of his supplier. All the inhabitants of the area seem to go there, and I even saw those who looked like, I even saw what looked like to be a truce between the bootleggers and the sailors. Captain, and then the photograph. And we have gained more knowledge. Cool, yeah. Try not to miss a single thing if I can.
Broken. This place seems half abandoned.
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck.
Cheers.
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. But that's all I'll get from them.
Only a few dates are legible, and a partial date. The rest of the document is blacked out. Who would want this information to remain hidden?
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors, the fights at the stranded whale. Even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape me.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last serving captain on Darkwater. Tell me what I can do to help you.
Jesus. Okay, let's do this first. Actually, let's go through here.
I was looking at your photograph. The one of the man in front of the boat.
Ah, yes, I can see the one you're talking about.
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you, but with a wooden leg.
And for good reason. That's my father in the photograph.
Your father?
John Fitzroy, captain of the Scylla. His wooden leg is here. You can go and see it if you're interested.
The macabre thing up top.
I'm just back from the wharves. The dead killer whale is unsettling the sailors.
Ah, yes. Us men of the sea are superstitious folk.
Killer whales don't have many known predators.
That's true. And normally, they're not found around here. But, you're gonna take me for a fool.
Give it a try.
Have you heard about the depths? Trenches that plunge into the earth and that shelter creatures unlike any other.
You're talking about mythology.
Indeed, you're right.
These are the hints. It's subtle right now. I'm
the
liking
police
it.
took the decision to put the killer whale back into the sea.
You've got to understand them. They didn't know what to do with it.
I think that was a mistake. Who says that whatever caused those wounds is no longer in these waters?
You think we should have kept it?
To look into the real cause of its death, at least. The miraculous catch. Is it a local legend?
Not at all. It's an episode from our glorious past. Go read the story of the sailors' return to Darkwater Harbor. It's displayed on a wall of the stranded whale.
Already read it. So just grabbing something to drink. I'm very thirsty. I'm trying to find where I put my bottle of water. Did I really drink it all? Already? Damn, I was thirsty. Okay. Back to it. Let's find out who Cat is.
I found a threatening letter, signed by a certain cat.
What? I don't mind you visiting my harbor master's office, but I'd prefer if you didn't go through my affairs.
Are you being blackmailed?
Not exactly, no. That shyster wants to make us pay protection money.
With any success?
I wouldn't say that, but she terrifies my men as much as her own.
Can you not do anything to stop her?
Don't you worry about that.
Okay.
Your manifests have been blacked out. They're totally unreadable.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
And why obliterate the dates, as well as the goods stored in the warehouse?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
I know that Charles Hawkins was descended from a family of ship owners, and the island's fishing industry was hit badly.
Indeed, we specialized in whaling, but no whalers went out to sea after the miraculous catch of 1847.
So where did the Hawkins family get its money?
Well, from what Charles inherited, I presume. Although, these dates on the manifests could indicate that he had contracts of another kind.
With whom, I wonder? I'm looking for Warehouse 36. Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Understood.
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
It belonged to the Hawkins family.
Precisely.
I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse.
Okay.
I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
Guessing to periodically consider coming back and check in. New character point, awesome. Keep my eloquence going. James Fitzroy, age 25, occupation as captain. James Fitzroy is the captain of the I'm not going to try and say that. The only boat that still sails between dark water and Boston. His base is the Harbourmaster's office, from where he misses nothing that happens on the island. The inhabitants of Darkwater respect him, the bootleggers besides him. He offered to help me in my investigation. And that's just to close there. Oh, we walk through here now.
Nobody listens to us anyway.
That's no way to treat an omen.
You didn't tell me that the warehouse I was looking for was right in front of us.
Because its owner is dead. And I don't want to see you hanging around it. Now please, leave us to our work.
You can't understand. Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy.
What could have done so much damage?
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming.
Can't talk to him. Oh.
There.
Investigation's very useful. Spot hidden nausea. Take the knives.
Hello, old friend.
Cat knows out the thefts from her stocks of liquor, and she'll soon find out who it is. I wouldn't like to be any issues.
Somebody's stealing from the bootlegger's stock of liquor.
Trying this for my light. Just trying to learn what the different up buttons do. St. Bernard, the navigator.
St. Brendan, patron saint of sailors and travelers. Desecrated. I can't even say which language it's written in. I've no idea what it says.
But if I was to check my Pierce, my occultism, has it gone up? No. Saint Bernard was that says dark water. Visibly, there were other gods before Saint Bernard. The worship is not saying, yeah, okay. I'm guessing I need to actually get an occult stat up to understand what it means. Before we talk to anyone else, let's go back to the bar quickly. Just see if I talk to whoever you are. You look interesting.
Where do you think you're going?
I thought that the Hawkins case had been closed.
That's true.
So what are you doing on guard duty in front of this warehouse?
Who's asking the questions here, the cop or the tourist?
Thank you for your valuable help.
Okay, sir.
So that's the warehouse. I thought it was that big one over there. Not there.
Damn stupid idiots. Forget it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
I won't go up that way now. It's like, holy shit, the whole world's opening up to me. Old mate, legend.
You again.
What do you know about the Hawkins warehouse?
If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, say and that's but any.
That'll be all for now.
What? Another break?
One of those damn sailors came looking for trouble again.
But he won't try again anytime soon. We gave him a good hiding.
So you said to yourselves that after such a feat, you could abandon your post.
It's just a little drink. We taught those guys a lesson.
We'll return right after. It's just that standing guard in this alley makes your throat dry.
That fool Fitzroy can't keep his dogs on a leash.
I'll have to send him a more clear-cut message. I told you to beat it.
Okay. I guess that's Cat. Come on, cult dude.
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader and appear at various locations.
Okay, crazy dude.
Gifted with its own consciousness.
Same dialogue as before. Okay, let's go down this way then, since the guards are no longer here.
It looks like there's a way in under this grate.
So I have to get this to work, is that it? Is this like an actual puzzle? Get inside. Okay, that's actually... Oh. There we go.
I could use this old wind.
Guess I need another item then for it. Fair enough. That's flashing as a puzzle in there. Gotcha.
You saw what happened with those sailors. Don't hang around here unless you want trouble with the bootleggers.
This warehouse looks abandoned. Why does it interest them so much?
No doubt a question of territory, but I ain't asking. If you want to know more, go ask the captain.
Good. Thank you. I've seen the kind of messages their boss sends. You're not scared of her.
Of course I am. Everyone's scared of that woman. She's not interested in small fry like me. You, on the other hand, nose around too much, you'll have dealings with her.
Okay.
I shall take my leave.
Straight back to the captain then. There's a lot of back and forth, I guess, to getting new clues and then confirming them, getting more dialogue. Let's do what I want to do.
You're back again. What can I do for you?
Apparently the bootleggers don't want anyone hanging around the warehouses.
They're part of the private property I mentioned earlier.
And yet the place looks abandoned. Why guard the entrance?
As a precaution, I suppose. All the warehouses are more or less interconnected by old sewers.
You mean that there's a way to go from one to the other by tunnel?
I couldn't tell you if it's still the case today for all the warehouses on the island, but I think I can imagine what you've got in mind. You can always visit them if you're not the claustrophobic type.
Thank you. So that's a sewer system underneath there we can use. Cool. Can I touch these guys? I can.
We're no longer at home on our own island.
Calm down. It's not worth the effort.
I told him, that flunky, that he'll see what a real sailor has in his belly.
If you continue like that, everyone will see what you've got in your belly.
Well, I hope so. I hope they don't forget the lesson. Me? I'm not scared of some girl.
I mean they're going to cut you open, you idiot. Calm down.
Okay. Interesting dialogue.
Oh yeah? He's gonna get us into trouble.
You again. I told you to beat it.
No need to get worked up. You live here?
Why did you do that, huh?
We saw what you did to St. Brendan.
Yeah, we'll teach you to come onto our island and ridicule our protectors.
I respect your beliefs.
Our beliefs? You mean you don't believe in God?
That's irrelevant.
That's what you think.
There's you, our beloved statue, and then those two bozos behind us. Wait, now that I think about it, it's got to be them. There's one of them who's always going back and forth to the statue.
Quieter. That's all we need for them to hear us.
What brings you to Dark Water?
The two guys behind you. What are they guarding?
The bootleggers. Scum.
They're protecting their territory. From whom, I wonder?
They really don't have a choice anyway. They're more scared of Cat than an attack by drunken sailors.
If only they would kill each other.
Is it Cat who's shaking down Captain Fitzroy?
Oh, hold on just a minute. We didn't tell you a thing.
Nothing at all.
That statue represents your local saint.
What do you mean by local, exactly?
You wouldn't be looking down at us, like all townspeople do.
St. Brendan. He protected whalers and fishermen like us. Until those assholes defaced him.
Peculiar house.
Yeah, that's where we live. Our boat.
It's not because it doesn't float anymore that we're going to abandon it.
Fair enough.
Isn't it a bit early for alcohol?
We got nothing better to do anyway. There's not much work around here.
Fitzroy gives us a few chores every now and again, but since the whaling station shut down, ain't a lot of jobs left around here.
So we drink.
I've taken enough of your time.
We'll see you later.
Nice to meet you, drunkard. Okay, so any of the things we can look at is in here.
Tell me.
No, if it gets out, I'll have serious problems.
How could you be dumb enough to leave the entrance to the warehouses unguarded?
Keep your voice down. Why not go and shout at the cat while you're at it? I don't want to end up with her little knife under my throat.
It's a stiletto, you idiot. And with that smell on your breath, I don't give you much chance anyway.
That leads to here.
You can tell me. Who's this guy?
No idea. You better keep it shut. What's with you wandering around here like a hungry dog?
We saw you talking to the two soaks. Go die of thirst, the lot of you. It'll stink less.
What will Kat say when she finds out that it's you who are filching stock?
You've got no proof.
That's true. Apart from this little note from your friend here.
You didn't throw it away?
I couldn't know that someone was gonna force the lock.
What a So, what is it you want?
To get into the Hawkins warehouse.
That's all. Go on, then. And we never want to see your rat snout again.
Boom. That's cool. Okay. I like how my exploration's rewarding me.
Let's see.
So I'm guessing to certain other spots, like certain locks, you just can't open without
this place
a high enough investigation.
What is the connection between this place and the Sarah Hawkins case?
Okay, in a second we'll do that. So that's another way we could go into the sewer thing, I think. So we'll check around here. It's been closed off, it's not so I just don't allow you to get back, I'm guessing. So this is where Cat's booze is kept, that's why this is so important to them. Just out of curiosity, can you get rid of that thing over there or not? Guess not, I guess that's somewhere else then. So what's this?
Can't sleep. I know how that feels. These painkillers were prescribed 3 months ago. Someone has been taking them since the time of the Hawkins' death. What happened here? Someone treasures this crumpled picture to the point of sleeping with it. Is this one of Sarah Hawkins' paintings?
What to do next then? I got another skill though, so let's up eloquence again. And we got officially unused since Charles Hawkins' death. This warehouse recently housed a clandestine resident. The signs of life attest this fact. The presence of blood-stained bandages must also be noted, probably removed from a wound, as well as pills, painkillers, and sleeping pills. Moreover, the occupancies have assessed with Sarah Hawkins, as attested by the presence of several documents connected to the artist's life. Press gun, yeah. But it is the discovery of the partially charred painting recognized by Officer Bradley as having come from this Hawkins mansion that allows all doubts to be lifted to the link between this contents building and the Hawkins case. Cool. Can I leave?
Someone has settled in here.
And whoever it is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case. Is there anyone in there? You! Don't move! You again. I told you to stay away from this warehouse.
You seem like a competent officer. We should help each other.
You're trying to manipulate me, Mr. Pierce. I hate to be taken for a fool.
Damn.
All right, Inspector Lestrade. Let me take a more direct approach. Can you explain what this painting is doing here?
This strange portrait. Wait, I know it. It was in the Hawkins mansion when we came to investigate the fire.
So you confirm that it was removed from the crime scene? Interesting. I'd like to go and see the mansion now.
Of course. You want to go back along his trail? I'd like to understand how this painting made it to here. Come on. My car's parked down the way. Andrews, would you please shut the door? And open your eyes, damn it. This guy went right under your nose.
Not his fault, to be fair.
God damn it. Her again. This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear the passage, or I'll shut you up for obstruction.
Officer Bradley, you've finally grown a pair. Too bad you're too fat to see them down there.
Why, you?
Come on, keep the smile. You don't want to force me to widen it.
Okay, I get it. Can we go to the mansion now?
Who the hell are you? What were you doing on my turf? I've got my eye on you. We'll meet again.
Sure thing, Bibs.
Is it far, this mansion?
Look behind you, at the top of the ridge.
Yeah, it's that big fuck-off place I saw before, right?
You see the building?
Yeah, I was right. Fucking nice.
That's the Hawkins mansion. Come on, we got some driving to do.
Cool. Pierce managed to get into the warehouse. The place, though thought to be abandoned, revealed some surprises. Signs of recent occupation, as well as a partially charred painting, interrupted in his search by Officer Bradley. Pierce convinced him to join his investigation. The police officer is willing to drive the detective to the Hawkins mansion. Yeah, I might upgrade my. I'm gonna upgrade the eloquence stat. I'll upgrade the psychology stat and the investigation stats, I think, primarily. Sweet. We're going to end it here, however. Let me just get into the world. We'll probably go through a cutscene or something first with dialogue. Once that's cleared out, then we'll stop off there. Yep, cutscene first.
Well, here we are. Hawkins mansion.
Holy fuck. Scary looking mansion.
The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
I can't pick that one because I haven't got my spot hidden stuff up. Ah, that's interesting.
He's clearly not doing any gardening.
You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family, so he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
Shit does.
You're the one who looked after the Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery shakes my convictions.
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law enforcement error, then it's up to the police to make good its mistake. Anything else?
I don't believe the fire is the only reason this house is in such a state.
It's a very old building, you know? Its foundations would probably date from the arrival of the first settlers.
It's got nothing to do with Charles Hawkins' debts.
Ha! You've already begun to nose around, it would seem. So, since you already know it, the Hawkins family couldn't afford the upkeep of this house. It remains to be seen what they did with all their money. I wager it was Charles Hawkins' travels. Let's go up there. Unless you still have questions.
One more.
I prefer to be prepared if there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
Could he be a problem?
Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's been a little touched. Though he's a remarkably sturdy man, given his age. A true force of nature.
A sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go. Right?
Night falls quickly here, and I want to be able to see when we arrive.
I'll go with you, if only to reassure Silas.
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.
Game save. Wait till the badges on my screen, please. Alright, there it is. Cool. that's for going in the first episode. That's been really good. We'll always make sure I end on a starving chapter. Whether we do it at like 2 chapters per episode or something, I don't know. It depends on length. Like first short, second one super long. Really depends. I had a lot of fun though. It was a good start. I'm enjoying the world building. Yeah, I guess I'll see you guys on the next one. You should see another episode tomorrow. So, see you then. Peace.